Yeah, what's going on YouTube? How are you doing today, everyone? If you are new to our channel and you like audio video technology, consider subscribing to us right now by punching that subscription button. Now, just my quick discussion this day is why you shouldn't spend so much money on any type of high-end surround sound setup. Now, I am not in any way saying that if you want to set up a home theater that you shouldn't buy really good equipment, but there is an amount of money that it's sensible for anybody to kind of stay within that price point. Like, you shouldn't go above a certain price point, and that is over $30,000. Now, if you're going to set up a high-end system, especially a high-end surround sound Dolby Atmos system, I feel the stretch for a proper quality surround sound setup should be $30,000. And let me explain what I mean. Majority of the manufacturers you will find worldwide kind of have the same principle. That's the major ones that know what they are doing in terms of designing quality speakers. They kind of already know what they are doing in terms of giving you that reproduction of pure sound the way the director intended it, and that is clear highs, buttery smooth mids, and stunning bass low end. Now, if they kind of have to give you anything extra, it's mostly like if it is a powered system, like a powered speaker, maybe it comes with a DSP. That is kind of like a much more updated speaker system. But if it is the older speaker system that we still use till date, which depends on banana plugs and regular speaker plugs and all that, you probably do not need to make any sudden upgrades or buy expensive speakers that really does not match the value of the sound you are getting. Because I have seen a lot of people that spend a lot of money on speakers, and honestly it sounds good, but is it worth $20,000 to buy a pair of speakers just in your surround? And that is for your fronts. You're not talking of your center speakers, you're not talking of your surrounds and your high speakers in your surround sound setup. And if you're going to spend up to these kind of amounts, are you going to get the value for 20 grand? And how many years are you going to use? I understand that these speakers can last like forever. Speakers can never die, especially if you manage them properly. But $30,000 should cover your high-end AV processor, your power amplifier, your soundproofing, your painting, your projector, and your speaker system and AV gear setup, your rack and every other thing. I believe that you don't need to spend so much on processors and AV receivers, and that is another thing I need to explain to you guys, and that is AV receivers get updates every year. Processors get updates every 2 to 3 years. And what does that mean? That most manufacturers that make these things try to make it so that you kind of upgrade within a year or two, just similar to what you have in the smartphone world. They don't really make something in the AV world that will last for you except speakers and subwoofers. And even these subwoofers as well, because they have inbuilt amps that run them, they will burn out eventually. Now, some subwoofers can stay longer, some subwoofers can stay 10 years, some subwoofers can even stay a month, some subwoofers can stay 1 year and they burn out. And once that happens, it does not mean it's the end of the world that you cannot still get another subwoofer replacement. But what it means is that you're not getting value for what you have paid so much money for. And that is the reason why you shouldn't spend a certain amount, over a certain amount, for AV receivers. Now, if you're going to stay with the AV receiver line, you have to make sure your AV receiver supports all the surround sound codec that is the trending formats for that your current generation, be it from any year you're watching this. You at least need the best connection support to send videos and audio to your display and all that. The next thing you probably will be looking at are your protection devices, like your surge protection, your cooling devices. Do you need to spend so much on these things? I don't think so, because you can get a decent surge protection power protection system, and it's going to serve you for a very, very long time. It's not a steady case where you get lightning strikes. These things happen once in a while, so you don't need to spend so much. I've seen some UK brands, I'm not going to name them, but they make some very, very high-end surge protection units that, to me, I feel is not worth the cost. I have a surge protection unit in my house, and I've been using it for over 2 years, and honestly, I don't see why I should spend more than $200 for a quality surge protection system. And that goes to the projection screen. Now, if you want to buy projection screen, I know it costs anywhere from $300 US, even as low as 100, all the way up to $10,000. Honestly, I would never tell anybody to go buy a $10,000 projection screen just because the person wants to set up a home cinema. The same way, I'm not going to tell somebody to go and spend $20,000 on home theater seating just because he wants a comfortable seat, because there are so many manufacturers out there that make quality seats for less than $3,000 US, and you're going to get the very best bang for the money you are spending on it. The same goes for your subwoofers. How much do you spend on subwoofers? Now, I've always said this, you can go with two dual smaller subwoofers as opposed to a single large subwoofer, or you can actually go with 4 medium-sized subwoofers as opposed to a single or dual large driver subwoofer, because what it does is that it spreads consistent bass around your room. You would get a very, very more dynamic sound field in your room without getting that boominess or hotspot in different areas of your room, or maybe you get nodes, peaks and all that. You get a seamless bass transition around your room, and it's going to sound flat and very cool to listen to. And the next thing you need to look at is, what do you use as decoration in your home theater? Does it need to cost so much? I know that the basic you need in a home theater is your painting and your design for your ceiling. So if you want to use star light ceilings, you can actually set this up without spending so much. You can even go the DIY route to get what their desired performance without spending a ton of money on any device that is not really, to me, worth spending such an amount of money on. The same way with your setup. If I don't feel you need to spend a ton of money on equipment and your room decoration. I feel you just need to paint up your room. At least it should be well lit. It should be dark. If you are making that room a dedicated den, you can use black paint. You need to add some sound absorption panel so that you get beautiful sound reproduction without any reflections in your room. You still need some things like maybe a harmony remote so that you can control all your devices from just sitting down on your seat without like stepping out. But even if you don't have that, you can still control your display from your seat without spending a ton of money. Now, don't get me wrong, you can spend as much as money as you can, as long as you can afford it, to get the best out of your living space. As long as you can financially support it, I really support the fact that you can do what you feel you need to do to get the best. But I really would not see why a $2,000 pair of tower speakers cannot perform as well as a $10,000 or even a much more expensive speaker setup in your home. I would hardly be pressed to see or hear major differences between these two price point speakers, because the ears cannot be fooled. No matter how you want to get speakers to sound a certain way, your ears can always hear the clearest possible sound it can hear. There is nothing you can do to the ears to hear high resolution audio, which is cool, but the the frequency it goes up to is so high that the human ears cannot just pick it up. So even if you have speakers that can reproduce high res, the extra information to a regular person that is a day-to-day TV show watcher, movie watcher, may not really care so much about what sounds the best. Now, finally, are the movies that are being released today worth being seen on all large screens in every home? I certainly don't think so. Now, understand, if you want to get the best picture quality and audio quality, you need to have the setup. But in most homes, most people that will have something in their home may not be looking for the ultra best performance most times, because they know that what they are watching on day-to-day basis may not encourage them having such an expensive system. Take for instance somebody that watches a lot of Netflix. Now, Netflix is good, it's TV series, but TV series have very low budgets. They can never be how will I put it? They can never be demo worthy. You can never use any TV series to test out your subwoofer or test out your system in the same manner you use a proper movie that costs $150 to produce, $150 million to produce. You can do that with Netflix or any regular series based streaming platform. You just can't do that. And to be honest, I don't think you should spend a large amount of money on your home theater setup knowing that you will never be able to exploit the full potential of what you have at home, especially if you watch a lot of news. You're not a music person, you don't listen to a lot of music to exploit that surround sound setup. So I see that the best budget for any sane person to spend on any form of home theater should be at the maximum $30,000. The maximum 30,000. Anything below that is great, but anything above $30,000 is just overkill, and you probably believe you will not get any value extra from a system that is over $30,000. And if you guys disagree, you can leave your comment down below. Tell me what you have in your homes, and we can discuss about what you have, and give me your reasons why you feel people should spend over $30,000 on their home theater. Educate me, guys. And if you like this content and this was helpful, go ahead, subscribe to the channel and smash that like button. Dislike if you do not like it as well. Once again, my name is Immaculate, and I will catch you guys very much next time.